Hi, this is Rakesh Majan, and in today's session, we are going to write a password generator that would generate random passwords according to the user defined length. So let's get started. Let's create one Python file. I'll name it as password generator. Okay, so let's start with our class. So I'll start with my class. I will name it as password generator. Let's define our constructor. And our constructor would be taking one parameter that is length. So let's say self dot length is equal to length. We'll define one more method called getPass. This is the actual method that would be returning us a password. Let me define an empty variable and I will just return it. So this is the basic skeleton of our class. Let's just go ahead and test it. So t is equal to password generator 10 and let's just call t.getPass. Let's just print it. So when we return the actual password, we'll be able to see it. Let's just go ahead and run it to make sure everything is fine. Everything looks fine. Now, what we are going to do is we would be creating a list of alphanumeric characters and then we will select random characters out of that list and we'll create our password. So let's define our list. For that, we would need to import string. And since we want to select random characters out of that list, let's import random as well. Okay. Now let's go ahead and create our list. So I'll call my list alphanumeric characters and x for x in string dot. Now string class has many variables that helps you get list of characters. So for example, if you want uppercase characters or lowercase characters, or you want combination of both or digits, you can get from here. So we are going to use ASCII letters. ASCII letters has combination of uppercase and lowercase letters, but it does not have digits. So let's just go ahead and add digits to it. String dot digits. So this is going to give me list of alphanumeric characters. Let's just go ahead and print it to see what we get. So this password generator dot alphanumeric characters. Let's see what we get. See what we have got is a list comprising of lowercase alphabets, uppercase alphabets, and digits. So this is what we wanted and we have got it. Now let's just go ahead and say password is equal to random dot sample. Let's supply our list. So that is password generator dot alphanumeric characters and let's say length. So what it will do, this random dot sample would select random characters and it will create a list of this length. Let's see how it looks like. Let me just remove this. So whatever this password returns, we'll get it here and we'll print it. See what we have got. We have got a list of characters. It has uppercase characters, lowercase characters, and an integer as well. If we run it again, it will change. Now this is a list. We need to convert this list into string. So let's define a method list to str. It will take a list. We don't want this to be a instance method. So we have removed that self. So we'll get this list here. So list, let's call it LL, and we would also need to pass length. So we'll call it list length. So we'll take these two variables. Now let's create our string. So return string is equal to, this is again usual stuff. We are creating string out of list. We just need to return array.str. Now let's say this return string is greater than the expected length. I'll explain you later where we are going to use this. But if it is greater than list length, then what we want to trim it, and we want to trim it to user given length. So we'll say array.str and list length. I hope this is clear. So basically what we are doing here is we are getting this list. We don't want this list. We want a string. So we are converting that list into string. And how we are doing it is we are using this join and map function. And here we are adding a check that if the string generated has a length greater than the user defined length, then we trim it. We won't use it right now, but we'll use it later. I'll explain you. Now see what happens. Now instead of returning this password, what we'll do is we'll return list password generator dot list to str. We'll pass password and self dot length. See now we have started getting a random password. Now if I want to increase the length of my password, it's very easy. Now let's start adding some more complexity to it. Now let's say somebody does not want to use special characters. He does not want to use special characters. What he needs is just alphanumeric characters, right? So let me add a variable called special characters is equal to false. And let's add one more condition that if a user does not want to generate password out of our character list, he wants to submit his own character list. So he can do that as well. So let's say user can share a list. Now let's modify our get pass function. So first is we say that if character list, if user has passed something, then we have to use that. But in this case, we have to check that if length of character list is less than self dot length. So the user has not passed in enough characters to generate a password. Then what we want to do is we want to just return saying length of character list passed is less than self dot length. So you just get a message. If that is not the case, then what we'll do is we'll say password is equal to random dot sample. Now here, instead of giving our own list, we have to use user supplied list. So we say character list and self dot length. Okay. So if user has supplied his own character list, we would generate a password from his character list and we'll have to return it. Now let's go to else if. Else if SPC. So if he wants special characters to be included, then what we have to do is, oh, we have not defined special characters here. Let's say special characters is equal to Let's create a list at the rate, maybe hash, what else? Curly brackets, maybe underscore. You can define whatever characters you want to use. And let's create a combined list of all characters is equal to alphanumeric characters plus special characters. If SPC is true, what we have to do is we have to create password is equal to random dot simple. Now we use all characters. Why? Because SPC is true. So the user wants to include alphanumeric characters as well as special characters, and that is our all character list. So we generate out of this and we say self dot length and else. So if character list is not passed, if SPC is false, then we will generate it out of our alphanumeric characters. So let's see what happens now. We are still getting this, but now let's say what we would do is we have to supply here. So here I'm saying p dot get pass and I'm sending true. See, in first case, what is happening here is I'm not passing anything. So SPC is false and character list is empty. So I would be generating only alphanumeric characters password. But in the second line, we are giving SPC as true. So what is happening now is if SPC is true, special characters will also get included. Let's see them. See, you see the special characters here. Let's run it again. So again, now here I can see two special characters. Here I'm getting underscore and so in first case, I select not to use any special characters, while in the second case, we are using special characters. Let's add one more case wherein oops, sorry, I will be passing my own character list. So p dot get pass and we will be passing our own character list. So we say character list is equal to, let's say I want to generate it only out of this string. Let's say maybe foo, Python. I can share any list, right? I can share my birth date, maybe so 2022 dash 22 dash 22 like this. So I can select any character list I want. Now when I do that, okay, here the length of our list is less than the password length we have expected. So let me just reduce this to 10. Now let's see. Oh, it's not even 10. So maybe I can just, what I can do is I need to add few characters here. 6, 7, 9. Let's see now. There are a lot of list. See? Now, this is where we need this length. So if I comment this, now we'll see what happens. See, the length of this password is more than the expected length. Why? Because the user supplied list does not have single characters. It has strings in it. So that's why this is happening. So what random.sample does is it takes individual item. So when we say length equal to 10, it takes 10 items out of this. So one, two, three, this is one item, this is one item, and it combines everything and creates a new list. So that's why this length is more than the expected length. And for such cases only, we have added this if statement that if length of the generated password is more than expected length, then we trim it. Simple as is. See, we are getting different kind of passwords. So this is one way of generating random passwords of user defined length. Now let's write one more version of this password generator. Let's say you want to give users freedom to decide whether he wants uppercase letters, lowercase letters, digits, special characters, right? So you want user to decide that whether he wants it or not. So let's add some more rules to it. So we call this method as let's call it getPass version 2. Now for this method, because we want to give that freedom to users, we need some more lists. So first let's define uppercase characters list. So for x in string dot ASCII uppercase, right? Then lowercase characters is equal to x for x in string dot ASCII lowercase. So this is nothing special, usual stuff. Let's say digits x for x in string dot digits. Now special characters list we already defined, so I'm not going to do it again. We'll use it. Okay, let's just put some comment here how to use this. Let's random password generator method which generates password of user defined length input. Now in this case we want to have input as a dictionary. So input would be a dictionary with keys like uppercase characters whether he wants it or not. Lowercase characters would be LC, then digit characters, then special characters, and finally the list, special character list, right? And let's also say that value of 1 indicates one or more characters of specified type. So when I say uppercase characters is 1, you will have one or more of uppercase characters. And if you don't pass anything here, or if you pass anything except 1, it won't be included in your password. So now let's start typing that. So I say self and we call it our dictionary as rules. Okay. So let's start if type of rules is not equal to dictionary. Then we just return. If you want, you can return with a message, but I'm just returning as is. So if you have a dictionary, then what we do? Then let's define one return string, an empty return string. Oops, RETSTR. Okay, let's define an empty string. Now let's check for individual keys. So if rules dot get UC. If this is equal to 1, then what we want to do is RETSTR is equal to random dot sample, and what we have to do is we have to include self dot uppercase characters. And so what we are doing here is, because he has asked for uppercase characters, we would be selecting only one character, one uppercase character out of the list, right? For now. Now if rules dot get, so similarly, if LC is equal to 1, if we ask for a lowercase character, then we say returns and we append returns in character with random dot sample self dot lowercase characters. We need only one character, and let's take the zeroth index of it. Similarly, let me just copy it. Okay, so if digital characters are required, what we would do is we say self dot digit characters, and if special characters are asked, then we get special characters. Now, in case of special characters, we have a condition wherein if user has supplied his list, then we have to use that list. So let's just go ahead and check that first. Okay, I have to make it special character. Okay. Now, if special character has a value of 1, then we have to check if rules.get list, right? So if that list is passed, then we have to use that list. So we'll say, let me uh, store it in a variable called ll. We'll say rules.get sc list. If not, else what we'll do is ll would be equal to double special characters. See, again, if special characters is 1, then either there are two conditions. Either user may have supplied his list, right? If that is the case, then we use it. So I'm storing it in this myll variable. Else, if he has not supplied, then we have to use our list, right? And now we have to generate it from ll. So what this would do? This would give me one character for all the keys that are past this one. So if UC is 1, I'll get one uppercase character. If LC is 1, I'll get one character, and so on and so forth. Let's just return this and see what is happening. Let me comment all this stuff. Okay. Now let's say we say p dot get password version 2, and we don't pass anything. Let's see what happens. Okay, so let's pass our dictionary. Then in that case, let's say UC colon 1. So we got one character, right? Now if I say LC colon 1 digital colon 1, Wait, the print shall not close. Let's see. Okay. So till now what we are doing is, see, when UC is equal to 1, we have to select at least one uppercase character. So we have made that sure that we have at least one uppercase character if UC is equal to 1. Now, now what we have to do? Because we have to generate a password that is of user defined length. So let's define one list. Now what we will do is, if UC is equal to 1, we will add uppercase characters to this list. So why what we are doing is basically, see, initially we are selecting one characters for all the keys that are 1. One that is done, then we create a list of all the characters and we'll extract rest of the characters out of that list. So for example, the user defined length is 20 and you see he wants an uppercase character, a lowercase character and one digit. So my this if conditions would extract one character each. So three characters we already have. Now rest of the 17 characters we have to extract out of the rest of the list. Right? So that's what we are doing here. If else is equal to 1, we will append lowercase characters as well to that list. If DC is equal to 1, then we will append sub dot digits as well. And finally the facial characters list. So all characters dot extend it will do LL because if user has supplied his list, then that list is in LL. If not, our own characters are in LL. Now what we have to do? Now we have to generate rest of the password. So let's do it now. So how would we be generating rest of the password? So rest of the password would be coming from random.sample, right? All characters list and the length would be self.length minus length of already created RETSTR. So this would give me rest of the password. Now this random.sample would give us a list. So let us convert that list to string. How would we do it? We would pass it to our string, to our list to str function, and we have to pass the length as well. So this is self dot length, and that's it. Now we have to add these to our existing password. So we'll say RETSTR plus is equal to. So this will give me actual password that I'm expecting. Let's see. Oops, something is not right. Object is okay. There is a spelling mistake. Line 60. So LNG. Now let's see again. Right? See, it works. So now let us see different combinations of our this thing. So first I say only uppercase character is equal to true, rest of the things are off. Next I say these two are true, I don't want digits. And in the third case I want everything else. Let's see what's happened. See, only uppercase characters, only lowercase character, no uppercase characters and lowercase characters. But our algorithm will make sure that we get at least one uppercase characters and lowercase characters. On third case, we should get digits as well. So we are getting at least one digit. It could be one or more, but we see in this case we are getting two digits. But our algorithm will make sure that if you have included UC or LC or DC as one, you will get at least one of that character. Now let's check the special characters as well. So I say special characters, colon one. Let's see what happens. I started getting, see, I got one special character. And we can check again for user defined list as well. So we say SE, colon one, and then SC list, colon, let's, our list contains, let's say, hash, and maybe dollar, maybe a special character like this DDD or star star star. Let's see what happens in this case now. Okay, it is using that. See, this DDD. It is coming from this list. So this was another way of generating random passwords. In my view, version 2 is slightly better than version 1 because inputs are coming as dictionary, and version 2 also gives a bit of more flexibility to the user in generating passwords. I would suggest you implement both the versions, and if you have any suggestions or questions, drop a comment in the comment section and I'll get back to you. Thank you.